Welcome back to Just Scribble for a very exciting unboxing. I am super excited because I have some leather samples and a product from a shop that I've been following for a while, and I'm now actually an affiliate for them. So I have a discount code for you, and I have leather samples to share, and I have a new cover, and I'm just super excited. So before we get into my cover, I wanted to share the leather samples with you guys. So this shop is Dear Emie, which is named after their daughter. They make leather products here in the US. They are actually based out of Georgia. They make all of their leather products handmade in Georgia. And they have a bunch of different leather options, as you see here, which we're going to go through. And they have a bunch of different styles and products. So they do offer ring covers. They offer planner covers. So covers for your Stalogies, your Hobonichis, your plans by Just Scribble, and also our notebooks. And then they also have small leather goods. So they have some pen pouches, wallets, they have cash envelope systems, 2 different cash envelope systems, and they also have leather desk mats. So they have quite a few things on their website, and I will have a link down below in the description box in case you want to shop. And then, like I said, I have a code so you can save a little bit if you shop, but they have sent me a cover to check out and share with you guys. And I also purchased all of their leather samples so I could share all of their leathers with you guys and show you guys what they look like. So I will be doing some more videos on their leather samples, like shorts and reels for Instagram and for here on YouTube, but I thought since I was doing the unboxing, I would show you the leathers as well. Now the leathers are not labeled, so we're going to go off of what I think the colors are and hope that I'm right. I'm pretty sure that I can get this right. All right, so I'm going to go through these and I'm going to try to tell you what each one of them are. Hopefully I don't mess up too much because they're not labeled. These smell really good. They are a genuine leather, and based on the feel and the look and the colors, I don't expect that any of these are going to change very much or patina. I think they'll pretty much stay the way they are. They really smell amazing and they feel so good. So this is Midnight, which is their black. It is really soft. It doesn't have any texture. It doesn't have any sheen. It's really thin and pliable. It feels so good. So this is Midnight, which is their black. And then this is Chocolate, which has texture and a little bit of sheen, but it's not shiny. It has this really pretty sort of suede on the inside, and it's really soft and flexible and kind of squishy. So we have Midnight and we have Chocolate. Chocolate is a really dark brown. Like, the only reason that I know it's brown is because of the flesh on the other side. It's super, super dark chocolate brown. So we have a black and a brown. Then we have Hazelnut. This is not as soft. It's a little bit firmer. It doesn't have the kind of fuzzy inside suede flesh that the chocolate has. But it still feels really suede, and it doesn't have much of a sheen, but it does have a texture. But it's a lot firmer than this one is, a lot firmer in the hand, and it is thin, more similar to the Midnight. So this is Hazelnut, and then this is Whiskey. So Whiskey is smooth, but it does have some beautiful sort of wrinkle parts in it and a little bit of a depth of color. It has a beautiful soft flesh as well, and it is really soft and pliable. Let's see, does it have any pull-up? It has a little bit of pull-up. It's really pretty. This is a great fall color. Oh, that's really pretty. So that is Whiskey. This is Fossil, which is gray, which reminds me a lot of the black, the Midnight. It has that same buttery feel. It doesn't really have any texture. It's thin and pliable. And then this is Sesame, which reminds me a lot of the Hazelnut. They both have texture, and they're a little bit firmer than the Chocolate because they're not quite as pebbly. So that's Sesame. And then we have Indigo, which reminds me of the Midnight and the Fossil. Same really smooth, buttery finish, but it is blue. It's still a very dark blue. It's beautiful, but definitely not black. And then we have Forest, which appears to be the same leather as Whiskey. It has a little bit more sheen on it, and it doesn't have the same sort of buttery feel of these, but it still feels really nice, and it's thin. They're all very soft and pliable, and I'm expecting, yeah, that one has pull up just like Whiskey. So those are very similar as well as far as the leather. Next we have ballet slipper, which is a beautiful pebble with like no shine on it. Super soft and squishy and flexible. Reminds me of the chocolate. And then we have Sakura. It is pebbled, as you can see there. And it's very, very thin and super flexible, but it's not as squishy as this one. So I feel like Sakura is the same leather as these maybe. It's a little thinner though. And I think the chocolate and the ballet slipper are the same leather. Next we have Ivory and Cloud. So Cloud is a bright white with pebbles, super soft and squishy, just like the ballet slipper and the chocolate. And then the Ivory is textured, but not with such a pebbly texture. And it is thinner, but still super soft and flexible. The Cloud reminds me of ballet slipper, and the Ivory reminds me of the Sakura. Okay, so I was wrong. This is not Sakura. This is Sakura. This is Rouge. So we have ballet slipper, and then Rouge is the one that's thinner with a little bit more of a pebble that reminds me of the Ivory. And then Sakura is pinker, and this is a really unique leather. It has a very different texture to it, and it comes off a little bit purple, more of a purple pink. It is still pink, it's not purple, as you can tell when I put something else next to it that's purple. You can tell that it's pink, but when you put it next to Rouge and next to the ballet slipper, the Sakura comes off a little bit purple, but it is pink. So we have ballet slipper, Rouge, and Sakura. And this one doesn't feel like any of the others. So this one is a little bit different. I'm kind of organizing them based on like how they feel and how they look, the ones that are the same leathers. And this one is unique and different. Next we have these four. So this is Plum, which is a deep purple, and it has this beautiful texture on it. It's really thin and pliable. Oh, it feels so nice. It's really, really pretty. So that's Plum. Then this is Berry, which has a more like pebbly texture than the Plum, as you can see there. And it's a little bit squishier. Kind of reminds me more of these two, but it has more of a pebble texture. Then we have Lilac, which looks like the berry. So it has that beautiful texture, but it's in a lighter purple color. I apologize if you can hear my kiddo talking. He's being very loud. And then we have Bubblegum, which is a beautiful bright pink color. I was really drawn to this color. This is not the color I got my cover in, but I thought it was such a pretty happy pink. But I have my new Merti Vidias, which is like the perfect pink. So I decided against this, but I think this is such a fun color. So we have Bubblegum, which has the same sort of pebbling as the Lilac and the Berry. They're all about the same thickness. They're very soft and pliable, but not squishy like these three. Then we have Mist, Steel, and Ocean. So this is Mist, which is kind of a seafoamy green color. Has a little bit of texture, but it's not quite as pebbly as these. It feels soft and squishy, kind of like the ballet slipper. And then we have Steel and Ocean. So they're very similar, just one is darker than the other. And they are really thin and soft, and oh, they feel so good. They aren't the same buttery feel as these smooth ones, but they still feel really nice, and they don't have like a lot of sheen or anything else on them. So we have Steel and Ocean. And then these are our last two. Okay, so I said this was sesame. This is not sesame. This is butterscotch. This is sesame. I'm so sorry. It's hard to tell sometimes from the listing photos which is which. But this is butterscotch and this is sesame. So sesame is a really unique color. It's kind of a greigey taupe color. I really like this. This would be a great like neutral cover color. And then the butterscotch is obviously a lot warmer and kind of yellow tone. The sesame has a little bit of texture, whereas the butterscotch is smoother. And then this is the last one, and this one I believe is ecru. Partly because it's the only other color I haven't named yet, and partly because it looks like ecru. So this is ecru, which is super thin and super pliable and really, really soft and just lovely. Overall, I really like these leathers. I love that there's a variety of textures and they're all soft, but some have a little bit of a firmer hand. I think it's beautiful color choices. There's so many to choose from, so you can find the perfect color for you. And like I said, I will be posting these in reels and shorts, and I will label them on there since I did kind of mix up a couple of them, and that way it's not quite so confusing, hopefully. But I wanted to kind of show them to you up close and personal so you guys could see them. But these are all of their current color options, and they are so pretty and they feel and smell so good. So I obviously already have a cover that I'm really excited about, but I am already thinking about what my next option is going to be. And I really love the whiskey. It's just such a classic brown color that it's just, oh, it's so pretty. But I'm kind of leaning towards one of these, which is not my normal, but these feel so amazing, like so buttery, yummy, smooth, and soft. Oh, it's going to be a really hard decision. So I'm going to have to think about that. I don't know that I'm going to be ordering anytime soon, so I probably have some time. I also have all the samples so I can decide which one is the best one for me for my next cover. I will label these. I have some stickers that I can put on the back of leather samples, and I'll label them. That way I'll know which one is which and I won't mix them up. But I did want to share my new cover with you guys. So when I was deciding on my cover, I was trying to decide a couple of things. One is I knew I was going to get a ring cover, and I'll explain why when I open this up. But I knew I was going to get rings, and so I did order a ring cover from them. I probably will at some point order one of the planner covers to fit our 2025 planner or one of our notebooks, and so I'll probably order a planner cover at some point as well. But I did order a ring cover, and when I was ordering, I went back and forth between two colors. I was trying to decide between Sakura and the ballet slipper. These were the two colors that I was the most drawn to and the most intrigued by, and I just really liked the colors. They seemed calming and feminine and pretty, so I went back and forth between these two. But ultimately I decided that this was more pink than I wanted, although now seeing it and the beautiful texture and how unique and different it is, I may have to get something in this in the future as well. But I ended up going with ballet slipper. I did ballet as a child, and I've always loved ballet, and I've always loved ballet slippers. And so it just seemed like a really good fit. So I did order my cover in ballet slipper, and we're going to check it out. I'm going to talk to you guys about what I ordered and why. But when you order, you do get to semi-customize your orders in that you pick your leather. You also get to pick your stitching color, and they have a ton of different colors. So you can actually have a really beautiful contrasting stitching if you want. And then there's the ability to add pen loops. And then also for your traveler's notebook, you can pick an elastic color from a limited selection of elastic colors. So there's a little bit of customization in your leather choice and your stitching, and then some add-ons like your elastic and your pen loop. But the actual configurations you can't customize. They come the way they come. So I did order a ring planner, and I did order it in the ballet slipper, which is so squishy and so soft. Oh, it feels so nice. I'm so excited. So this is my beautiful ring planner in ballet slipper. I did add a pen loop. When you add a pen loop, it is elasticated, as you can see there, and you do get to choose whether you want the elastic to be black or white. I chose white because I knew it would kind of coordinate with the beautiful light color of the ballet slipper. And then for the stitching, I chose tan because I thought it would be kind of the closest match where it wasn't a super contrast stitching, but it would still show up and be a little bit different than the actual color of the leather. And I thought it would remind me the most of an actual ballet slipper and like the stitching on the side. And so I went with tan for the stitching. They do have embossing on the back of their planners, just like on their samples. As with any shop that does leather and embossing, the embossing or debossing, I guess, shows up better on some leathers than it does on others. But I did get a ring planner, and I got it in a new to me size. So this is in personal wide. Ooh, I got a sample of the lilac inside. It's a tiny sample. So I guess when you order a cover, you'll get a little sample. You can also buy these samples. So if you're wanting to try out some different leathers and you want to figure out what you want, they do sell these larger samples inexpensively on their website, which is how I got these. But you'll get a little one with your order. And then this is the ring planner. So it has a snap closure with one popper. And then I added the pen loop. And then this is the pocket configuration. So it has this unique sort of X pocket configuration here. This is a slip pocket here, and then a slip pocket here as well. And then it has a little pocket here. Oh, it's so soft. And then the same thing on the other side, a slip pocket there, a second slip pocket here, and a slip pocket there. They do use Krause rings, as you can see there, and they are 25 millimeter, so 25 millimeter silver Krause rings, which, you know, are the best rings on the market. And oh, so awesome. So this is my ring planner, and this is in personal wide, which is a new to me size. The reason that I decided to order this for the cover was because I am making, as I've mentioned a few times, I am making inserts, printables, for my website. So in addition to having our physical planners, like our plans by Just Scribble that we're launching for 2025, I'm also doing inserts. And I'm doing inserts in a few different sizes. A6 rings will be the first size because that's kind of my rings happy place. But I also plan on doing pocket, pocket plus, personal, personal wide, Franklin Covey, and some other sizes as well. They won't all be available at the same time. I'll be adding 2 as I go, but I have to use and test out the inserts before I put them up there for you to purchase, because I want to make sure that they print well. I want to make sure that they're functional. I want to make sure that they work, because that's the point of the inserts, is for them to work for you. And I don't own a cover that will work with Franklin Covey or personal wide inserts. I guess technically I could probably fit the Franklin Covey in a personal ring planner. I wouldn't be able to fit it in my plotter because it's too narrow, but I could fit them in a regular personal rings. I think that the page would actually work. It would just stick out all the way to the edge, and so I wouldn't be able to use tabs and things like that. But I wouldn't have anything that I could use personal wide in. And so I decided that because I already have an inexpensive personal size ring planner, this one that I can test personal size in, plus I have my plotters that I can test personal size in. And I do have my plotter and a Louis Vuitton PM Agenda and my Woozy in pocket size. So I have something I can test pocket size in. I have some things I can test personal size in. I have several A6 ring planners because that is my favorite ring size planner. So I have something to test my A6 rings in. And then I recently shared that I got a Pocket Plus from Sojourner, which I'm so excited about. And so I have something to test Pocket Plus in, but I don't have anything that I could test or use for the personal wide, and then also like a really good setup for Franklin Covey where I would actually have room for tabs and things like that. So I decided that I would try out my first ever personal wide and get it from Dear Emie, and I'm really excited. So personal wide is obviously bigger than personal, so this is a personal ring planner. You can see that it is taller and it is wider, and it holds inserts. Personal wide inserts are roughly B6 size, not quite B6 size, but pretty close to B6 size. They do offer a B6 size ring planner as well, but I think I may be able to use this to put B6 in if I ended up making B6 size inserts. But the inserts are close to B6 size, which is a size of paper that I really, really like. So I think that this might actually be a size that I enjoy, but it is wider and it is more square. So this is very rectangular and this is very square, and I prefer a square shape page. So if you see, like with my A6 planner, my A6 ring planner is also sort of square. So they're kind of a similar shape, even though this one is bigger. And the same thing with my new Pocket Plus. It is very square. And so I really like aesthetically the shape of this. So I was kind of excited to try this out because I've never tried this size. I have used personal in the past. I used Kiki K and Kate Spade mostly, but personal is not really my favorite. But I think personal wide or maybe Franklin Covey might actually be a good fit that I may like just as much as I like A6. Not 100% sure because I haven't used it yet, but I will be using it because I want to test the inserts that I'm making. So I loved the fact that it was square and kind of the same shape that I already love. But I also love the fact that it gave me a place to test the inserts that I'm going to be making to sell. So I don't have inserts ready for it because I haven't designed any or anything like that, but I did download a freebie. These are from Perpetual Plans, a cleaning tracker. And so I did download this freebie. I printed it wrong, but I did download this freebie in Franklin Covey Compact and in Personal Wide, just so I could show you guys what it looks like inside here without any tabs or anything. And also so I could show you guys a size comparison. So let me grab, what did I do with it? And I do have a few accessories coming for this so that I can actually use it when I get the inserts made. It will be like my everyday carry option when I'm using it and testing it out. But let me move the cover out of the way first, and then I'll show you. But this is a personal wide insert, which is very similar to a B6 size, like I said. It's not exact, as I said, but this is a B6 JIS notebook, and so you can see that it's pretty similar in size, just a little bit smaller. So that's a personal wide. This is Franklin Covey compact. So you can see they're the same height. It's just that the personal wide is wider, as you can see there. And then this is personal size. So they're all the same height. They all use the same ring configuration. So the punch you use for your personal works for your FCC and works for your personal wide. But you get more width in your page, which I find more comfortable for writing. So we have personal, Franklin Covey compact, and personal wide. So hopefully that's helpful as far as the size difference in the pages. So the exact same height, just wider. And then this is a 6 size. So if I lay a 6 size on there, you can see that it's shorter, but it's about the same width as Franklin Covey compact, which means I'll probably like the width of a Franklin Covey compact because it's the same width. But I'll probably like the personal wide better because it's kind of the same shape as my A6. It's wider and taller, so they're both kind of a very square shape. So you have an A6 size page and a B6 size page, roughly. Hopefully that's helpful. But this planner is personal wide. And like I said, you can use Franklin Covey compact in personal, but you'll be kind of butting up against the edge, and so then you won't have room for tabs in a lot of planners. It depends on the planner. I think in a Moterm Luxe, it's cut wider, and in some of the wider cut personal planners, you have room for tabs. But in a lot of them, you won't necessarily have room for tabs. So that's what the page difference looks like in this personal wide planner. So I can use the Franklin Covey compact. It'll be a little bit short, but I'll have room for tabs that would come out to about where the personal wide goes. And then with the personal wide, I would also have room for tabs. And so I could use both of these in here, or even a combination of them. And so it kind of gave me the ability to test both. But I'm kind of thinking that if I needed a ring planner that was bigger than my A6, personal wide is really where I would want to go. I do have an A5 ring planner as well. I actually have two. I have one from BDS, a manager, which is huge, like with giant, like 35mm rings. And then I have one from Woozy with 15mm rings. I much prefer it. So I have A5 size that I can test for A5. I don't know that I would ever really want a B6 size ring planner just because the footprint of it is really big. But I like the size of this ring planner, and I think if I wanted to be in something larger than A6, personal wide might actually be a size that I really enjoy. So I decided that that was a size I was going to get, because then I can test both of these insert sizes in here, and it could be my everyday carry option. And it's similar in size to carrying one of my B6 TNs or my B6 folios. It's a little bit bigger, but not hugely bigger, whereas a B6 size ring planner is quite a bit bigger. It's more similar to carrying an A5 size TN or folio just because of the space that the rings take up. And so this is a size I'm comfortable with. I carried B6 around a lot, and this feels kind of the same in my hand. And I really like it. I'm excited about it. So that is why I got a ring planner cover and not a planner cover from them, because I wanted to be able to use it to test inserts for the shop, and I wanted to get a size that I don't already have, so I could test out the inserts but also see if it's a size that I might actually like. And I really like the shape, and I really like the feel. The leather is so squishy and so soft, and similar to my Sojourners, I love the fact that there's no back pocket and there's a small plate back here, and so it feels really good in the hands. It's about the same thickness as carrying one of my TNs, and oh, I just really like it. I'm super excited. So that's my share of my new Emie ring planner and all of their leather options that they have available currently. Like I said, I'll be sharing more of these on Instagram and here on YouTube in Reels so you guys can see them. I'll do some photos as well on Instagram so you guys can see the colors. I have a link down below so that you guys can shop and a code so you guys can save. And you will be seeing this again in the future as I test out inserts and set it up. When I do move into this, I'm not sure when it'll be because I have to get everything made, but when I do move into this, I will definitely do the setup with you guys. It may be quite a bit because I've got some other things I have to do first, but I will definitely be doing the setup with you guys on camera. And when I get the accessories that I ordered, I will also share those with you guys so you guys can check them out. But that's my share of my new cover from Dear Emie. If you have any questions or comments, please don't hesitate to put them down below and I will definitely get back with you. Give me a thumbs up if you liked this share. Make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss future videos. And don't forget to just scribble.